Hi, this is Ivey, and in this video we're going to be looking into how perfectionism is killing your business. And to do this, I want to use an example of a business owner who has been in the property industry for 30 plus years. As soon as she graduated, she went into it. And I'm hoping this is going to give you some clarity on how this perfectionism has evolved in her business and how it has stopped her over the past 30 years from living a better lifestyle, doing what she wanted to do, and actually moving forward. So let me explain a little bit about what happened. She came to me when she realized that she was stressed out of her mind. She didn't know what to do. And she realized this because she was having insomnia, right? She couldn't sleep very well. And for those listening, I'm not sure if this is you as well, maybe you too have excessive stress. And that's the first thing that she had. She was so stressed that when issues would arise, even if she dealt with them in the right way, more challenges would occur and she'd get stressed out of her mind. So stressed, she would take days off just to play golf to try and unwind. But it was just such a stressful time for her because she's attempting to, and this is important, control everything. Now, when you're attempting to control everything in your business, and often when, if you perceive that you're a perfectionist, that is a tendency that you may have. If you try and control everything, it can become very stressful, especially nowadays, where there is more uncertainty than there has ever been. You can only imagine how much stress there is. Also, she was stressed because she was micromanaging employees. And this is where you are getting in their faces and you're not delegating responsibility. So that stress was caused by all this perfectionism. And if she could choose to let go, what happens is that stress disappears. Now, next is she was experiencing crushing failures. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, the way that the property would work, they would put bids in for different properties and the lowest one would win. Now, they do all the calculations, they work it out, they put the bid in. She's like, there's no way I'm going to lose this. I have definitely got this. I did everything perfect. This was awesome. Now, you probably know this as an entrepreneur. You can put all your effort in. Sometimes things are out of your control. Now, there are times where she'd win them. Great. There were other times where she'd lose them. That would just break her down. I put so much effort in, I didn't get it, and it would just be this crushing failure. And she would feel the weight on her shoulders bearing her down, and it would impact her emotions for days and weeks following. And that was because she had that expectation. And it was this all or nothing mentality that often perfectionists have that really stopped them moving forward. Now, this caused stress on the employees because of crushing failures, like everyone would be in a bad mood. And it's important as a leader that you're there to be able to show to your employees what a model example of what you want to incorporate as the values for your business. And that was definitely being misconstrued. So she had employees who would experience one of these crushing failures, they'd get depressed and they'd leave, right? So now she's losing people, she's got this failure, it's just not working. And that ultimately led her to not being able to trust people. So if you're in a position where you find it difficult to trust people, what I'll say now is there will be a limit to how much you can build your business. If you think of those who are the best business owners, they don't do anything in the business, right? They have to trust other people with everything. Now, I'm not saying you aren't better than other people, because obviously you are, you built the business, you know the business. However, you want to make sure that you can do as best you can to duplicate yourself or to have those systems to enable the same service, the same quality without you being there. If you can do that, what will happen is you'll start to move away from breaking your business down due to not trusting people and instead delegating, giving responsibility and allowing your business to move forward. Now, the next thing that she really struggled with was about compromising. For her, it's her way or the highway. Now, that worked with some employees, with others, it did not. Now, what happened was she would butt heads with different people who wouldn't see it from her perspective. Very often, as a business owner, we can see things from one point of view, but if you are not open, if you do not have a different perspective that you can take a look back from, what happens is there is a limitation because you've got tunnel vision in your business. That is why, like I said, having coaches, mentors, things like that is so important, because you have someone outside of yourself that can help you see your own blind spots. So you want to make sure that you are being aware of different perspectives and hearing from different people. Now, next are these lost opportunities. She realized that she was losing out on probably hundreds to thousands of opportunities over the span of 30 years because of this one thing, all or nothing. If she believed she had a major chance of doing it, yes. If there was a bit of doubt, she wouldn't. And what that meant was there was a limited amount of projects that she would go for. This is good in some regards, it's bad in others. It's good in that you can focus on the big ones, but the bad thing is that sometimes you don't even know if other people are going for those different projects. Like, she was unaware. So there were all these lost opportunities along the way. Think about for yourself, where in your business are you missing out on an opportunity which could be taking you to another level? Something to consider. Now next, this is the final point, is about unrealistic expectations. Now, as a perfectionist, what tends to happen is you have exceedingly high expectations of yourself, right? You would say, this is what I expect. Now that then ripples down to all of your employees. So what happens? They get stressed, you get stressed at them because they're not meeting what you expect of them. You get stressed at yourself because you're not meeting what you want to meet, and then you get stressed and then they get stressed, and then it just all goes to shit, right? So instead, and this is important, trade those expectations for appreciation. If, as a business owner, you can look into what you can appreciate about your employees, you can think about how you can be grateful for what you're doing as opposed to having these expectations and setting a bar, then it can enable you to be able to move forward in a much more sustainable way, and you can deal with that perfectionism. If you're someone that is struggling with perfectionism, you're thinking, yeah, Ben, I get this, quite a lot of these points are resonating. What I recommend you do is to check out the Entrepreneur Lifestyle Accelerator. This is one of the programs where we dive into these negative patterns such as perfectionism, over-controlling, excessive stress, anxiety, which is often stopping you from accelerating that business success to where you would really like it to be. So with that said, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you next time.